Mamayev Kurgan is a dominant height overlooking the city of Volgograd in southern Russia. The name in Russian means tumulus of Mamai. The formation is dominated by a memorial complex commemorating the Battle of Stalingrad. The battle, a hard-fought Soviet victory over Axis forces on the Eastern Front of World War II, arguably turned into the bloodiest battle in human history. At the time of its installation in 1967, the statue named the Motherland Calls on Mamayev Kurgan formed the largest freestanding sculpture in the world. As of 2016, it is the tallest sculpture of a woman in the world. Battle. When forces of the German Sixth Army launched their attack against the city center of Stalingrad on the 13th of September 1942, Mamayev Kurgan saw particularly fierce fighting between the German attackers and the defending soldiers of the Soviet 62nd Army. Control of the hill became vitally important as it offered control over the city. To defend it, the Soviets had built strong defensive lines on the slopes of the hill, composed of trenches, barbed wire and minefields. The Germans pushed forward against the hill, taking heavy casualties. When they finally captured the hill, they started firing on the city center, as well as on the city's main railway station under the hill. They captured the Volgograd railway station on the 14th of September 1942. On the same day, the Soviet 13th Guards Rifle Division commanded by Alexander Rodimtsev arrived in the city from the east side of the river Volga under heavy German artillery fire. The division's 10,000 men immediately rushed into the battle. On the 16th of September they recaptured Mamayev Kurgan and kept fighting for the railway station, taking heavy losses. By the following day, almost all of them had died. The Soviets kept reinforcing the units in the city as fast as they could. The Germans assaulted up to 12 times a day, and the Soviets would respond with fierce counterattacks. The hill changed hands several times. By the 27th of September, the Germans again captured half of Mamayev Kurgan. The Soviets held their own positions on the slopes of the hill, as the 284th Rifle Division defended the key stronghold. The defenders held out until the 26th of January 1943, when the counter-attacking Soviet forces relieved them. The Battle of the City ended 1 week later with an utter German defeat. When the battle ended, the soil on the hill had been so thoroughly churned by shellfire and mixed with metal fragments that it contained between 500 and 1,250 splinters of metal per square meter. The earth on the hill had remained black in the winter, as the snow kept melting in the many fires and explosions. In the following spring the hill would still remain black, as no grass grew on its scorched soil. The hill's formerly steep slopes had become flat, and in months of intense shelling and bombardment, even today, it is possible to find fragments of bone and metal still buried deep throughout the hill. Memorial Complex. After the war, the Soviet authorities commissioned the enormous Mamayev Kurgan Memorial Complex. Vasily Chukov, who led Soviet forces at Stalingrad, lies buried at Mamayev Kurgan, the first marshal of the Soviet Union to be buried outside Moscow. Soviet sniper Vasily Zaitsev was also reburied there in 2006. The monumental memorial was constructed between 1959 and 1967, and is crowned by a huge allegorical statue of the motherland on the top of the hill. The monument, designed by Yevgeny Vushej, has the full name The Motherland Calls. It consists of a concrete sculpture, 52 meters tall, and 82 meters from the feet to the tip of the 27-meter sword, dominating the skyline of the city of Stalingrad. The construction uses concrete, except for the stainless steel blade of the sword, and is held on its plinth solely by its own weight. The statue statue is evocative of classical Greek representations of Nike, in particular the flowing drapery, similar to that of the Nike of Samothrace. Gallery.